A pre-notification gang. Coming along great, Rip. Crazy game indeed. Thanks to resub Spoopy. And the resub bellies. The resub schnozberries. And greed. The resub shoe and resin. Yeah, I want to unwind about the Super Bowl and then go over some other shit as well, but goddamn. Thanks a Prime Cal and the Tier 1 rice and the resub. Ciandy and Floppy. And the 5 gift subs, Dude Man. Thank you for that, bro. Thanks to the resub, Prayed, 264, Knight, and Alivi. Cornerback for Eagles admitted he was holding your videos totally off base. Okay. I saw that as well. It's called being... Magnanimous is the wrong word. It's called being professional. If he makes a big stink about it, he makes a huge problem for his career going forward. But even still, even if that is a legitimate holding call in like the lightest way possible, it's a call that shouldn't be made in the last 2 minutes because it decides the outcome of the game and didn't have an impact on the play. So even if it's a legitimate holding call, it shouldn't have been called. Thanks to the resubs, Sand, Fedora, Misguided, and the 20 gift subs, Babe Watch. Thank you, Babe. And the 5 gift subs, Timbo. The resub, Roz, Dave, Mike, and the Prime Edward. And the resub, King, Manser, Relic, and Chris. And Butt and Dude. And the 5 gift subs, Freck. Thank you, man. Players make big deals about the ref's calls frequently. Wouldn't he love to say it if it was BS, if it really was? I don't think so. Not at that stage, because at that stage, everyone's watching, and that's a big career problem for him. If he makes a huge stink about it, like, oh, the NFL's so fucking corrupt, these refs are so corrupt, that's a big problem for him. But again, even still, that holding had no effect on that play. It shouldn't have been called, because it decided the outcome of the game. They'd been letting that ride all night until the very, very end. There's a Tier 1 Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Tier 1 King. And the resub, Dirty Sprite, Mamba, Prawn, Full, and the Prime, Sprins, and the Bits, Stankin' and Merciful. And then Ryan. It did impact the play. The ball was, well, yeah, the ball was, he was the intended target, but it was an uncatchable ball regardless. That throw could not have been caught. The contact happened well prior to like 3 or 4 yards. It wasn't even like 5 yards out. That light contact did not stop him from getting to that ball because it was uncatchable. That had no effect on that play. It should not have been called. because that call ends the game. And it ruins the game. They had been letting that contact ride all night. There is no reason to call it at the very end in the most crucial moment. Thanks to the gift sub Dino and the resub Gus Bus Osty Twisted and the bits Mario Swavy and the resub Sneggy and Wheels and Poor. Agreed, Alvin. Thanks to the bits Mario and Sylvie. I saw the Bradbury interview quote. Again, that doesn't change the core. That had been riding all night. He had every right to believe that it would slide, since that contact was fine all night until the very end, and it did not influence that play. It was not a necessary call, and it's a call that ends the game immediately. It's a worthless call that decides the outcome of the game. It should always be the players that win or lose a game, not the ref. It's just very simple to wrap your head around. Pass interference is what prevents the receiver from catching, not a hold. Are you okay? How? It's midnight. There's no way that you're a young boy. You have to be an adult. What are you not understanding? If that holding had an effect on the play, then it would be a necessary call. It did not have an effect on the play, thus it did not need to be called. It hadn't been called all night. It's a worthless call that ends the game, and the refs win it for the fucking Chiefs. No one wants to see the fucking Super Bowl end on a ref penalty. And since they had let that exact contact slide all night throughout the entire game, I don't think there was a single defensive holding on a receiver called up until that one. When that exact same contact had been happening all fucking game, there was no reason to start it there when it didn't change the outcome of that play. It's just super simple. Thanks to the 5 gift sub and the resub Akio, Decinius, Wonder, Sonic, and Smooth, and the tier 1 Austin and the Prime Cat. The bits Dong, Bang, and Mario. Defensive holding is supposed to be called. Saying the refs shouldn't be calling actual calls, then complaining the refs aren't calling calls is a hypocritical argument. I don't know how to make it any clearer. Then what they should do is go back through the game and call every single other instance throughout the entire game and redo the whole game. Because if all of them should be called, then there was at least 10 other instances of that exact contact that they need to go back to. But do you know why they weren't called? Because all of that was negligible, including the last one, because it didn't impact the play, thus they had let it ride all night. Until the end. A Super Bowl, any game, really, should not end because of a penalty. Unless it is an absolutely egregious one that did have an effect on the play. For example, if it was pass interference, that needs to be called. Something like that. But that wasn't what happened there. There's a resub Salty in Tier 1 Cunningham. And the gift sub Potato and the resub Paracon in Tier 1 Goodnight. And the resub Rudy. And the resub Gato Dio. And Vex and the gift sub Knack. Comes down to matter of opinion, there isn't anything we can do. Well, of course there's not anything we can do. But it's still the worst possible ending to an otherwise amazing game. He's ignoring all the good points being made. There are no good points. You just keep saying, rules are rules. You sound like a fucking hall monitor. Like, it's not good points you're making. Jesus Christ. All night, that same contact was fine. They didn't call defensive holding on any other cornerbacks for the same level of contact until the very end of the game. It didn't need to be called since they had already set the precedent the entire game that it wasn't being called with that level of contact. It was stupid to end the game on that. Holy shit. It's that simple. He admitted it was holding, man. That's not even what we're talking about! Jesus Christ. Every other instance of that same level of contact was let slide. Which is why if you finish the quote, he said, was hoping they'd let it slide. Because they had all night. Jesus. There was no reason to all of a sudden bring down the Iron Fist on the last, most crucial play. What other holds are you referencing? Exactly, none, because they weren't calling it. Which is why he said was hoping he'd let it slide, I imagine. Because all night, they had. Like, Christ. It wasn't an egregious hold. It was very, very light and arguably a hold. The player admitting it I put no stock in because of how cutthroat the NFL and general sports are when you get outspoken. So him playing nice would make a lot of sense for his future career so he doesn't rock the boat. I don't put a lot of stock in that. You could still argue whether or not it's even a hold to begin with. Just because he says it doesn't mean it's 100% correct. He has very big incentive to just appease the commission. You lost money. I wish I had bet on it, actually. I felt really left out because everyone else was betting on it. What I lost was a great experience at the end. Because now, everything is overshadowed by that ending, which fucking sucks. It's like Game of Thrones Season 8. Everything was amazing, well, except Season 7. Most of it was amazing all the way up until the end. And then the worst possible ending. Classic Eagles fan. I do not like the Eagles. And I really don't like Eagles fans. All the ones that I've met in real life are actual assholes. I didn't have a horse in this race. I'm sure not every Eagles fan is an asshole, but all the ones I've met are very insufferable. There's the Tier 1 Sweaty, the Tier 1 Rough, and the Prime, Dark Marrow, and the Resub Nautical, and Grandma, and the Bit Snert and Toe, and Saint and Atrocious. Yeah, it was a good game, Phallic. That game was fun. It's been a long time since I played that one. Nice scope. I'll have to check that out. Thanks to the resub Giggle. And the resub D-Man. Was there a nip slip at least? No, not this year. Thanks to the resub Given. Thanks to the bits sock. And the resub Astro and Con. Thanks to tier 1 Spicy. Charlie believing in conspiracies is wild. You talking about with refs being paid off? That's not even so much in relation to tonight. That's just in general. The officiating's been so unbelievably bad, I have no other explanation. It's really that no call against the Lakers recently that's convinced me there's got to be something going on underneath the table. I think there absolutely is financial incentive. Or, I guess if you want to do Occam's razor, there is absolutely no standards for ref and they can be as shitty as they want with no repercussions. Both are bad. Thanks to the resub Rag, Skeleton, and the tier 1 Maximus. The bits Queen and George. Yeah, I saw the Flash trailer. And tier 1 Scope. What do you think about the fumble TD called back? I don't know. That one's also really weird. That's a pretty tough call to argue as well, to be fair. But he didn't take any steps, so I could absolutely see it being incomplete. Just felt like he had possession for a decent chunk of time, but I couldn't say for sure. Thanks to the resub Potato. And I give sub Drew and bits Snert. Was a fumble because he made a football move. You can argue those till the cows come home. But there is an inarguable stance that no game should be decided by a questionable penalty. I think that's just the brass tacks of it. Thanks to the resub Reticent and the gift sub Have a Nice Day. Thanks to the bits method. And the resub Mega. I don't know, I guess I haven't paid too much attention to the Super Bowl logos. Is there any good commercials? No, just the Breaking Bad one, really. Thanks to resub Hoobie. And Tier 1 Paul. And Bits Jotar. You seen Aiden on Kick? Yeah, him and Train streamed the entire Super Bowl on Kick. Did Kick have, like, a license for it? Because that shit was baffling. They just streamed the entire game. No, they just run it. That's like a fucking felony. Like, I'd be sweating right now. It was through Stake. I don't think that would be like a good enough excuse. There has to be something, like there had to be some kind of licensing agreement. There's no shot. He's a resub raging. Thanks to the bit snert. Yep, probably. Do I think there'll be any rule officiating changes made after this? No. Not at all, man. I don't think so. He's a tier 1 casual. Train says that it's Twitch that doesn't allow that stuff, so apparently streamers can stream any media on Kick. That couldn't be more wrong, especially with the NFL. The NFL is pretty cutthroat. Even when I used to buy Super Bowl DVDs that did they used to do like a whole recap of a season, so they did one for like the Buccaneers when they won the Super Bowl in '02. Even on the DVDs, it's like any unauthorized rebroadcast of any NFL material is punishable by fucking whatever. Like extremely intimidating. They keep that shit on lockdown. I'm certain there had to be some kind of licensing deal with Kick. Like, you can't just rebroadcast professional sports. You can't even just rebroadcast a Fox TV show. Let alone their biggest show, the fucking Super Bowl. Thanks, resub Tidleon. You think Kick got a deal but not Twitch? I would be surprised, but I mean, it is backed by Stake, which has unlimited money, so I think it'd be possible, but I just doubt it. Yeah, Twitch does have the rights to Thursday Night Football. I remember that. Thanks to the Prime, Aleph, and Morlu. And yeah, I am chubby tomorrow. Stake had streaming rights, so probably. But where do you see that? Because I kept looking for that. I don't even know if I can type in Stake on Twitch here. I'll do it up here. I couldn't find anything about Stake having any kind of agreement with the NFL. So I don't know where people are getting that information. Because there's nothing about that. There's a Prime Cherry. They had a stream on Stake's website. That doesn't mean they had permission. That's exactly what we're talking about. Plus, let me double check. Who owns DraftKings? Okay, DraftKings is its own organization. NFL is literally partnered with DraftKings. Why the fuck would Stake, which is literally a competitor to DraftKings, somehow have the rights to broadcasting the Super Bowl? How would that work? Thanks, Resub Zygonius. It's in the kick guidelines to not stream sports matches. Yeah, but those guidelines were copied from Twitch, so I don't put a lot of stock in that. I don't know if they enforce any of that. I want Kick to do well. More competition's always good in the streaming space, but just in general. So Kick doing well is good for everyone. But this was some real shady shit. I'm pretty sure they just unauthorized rebroadcasted the Super Bowl. My heart breaks for everyone who thought that was okay and started doing that on Kick. Because goddamn. That's about... I feel like that could be a big issue if they catch wind. What are you, a narc? Aiden Ross had 110,000 viewers watching the Super Bowl through his stream and spamming racist remarks. You really think the Super Bowl is happy about that? I can tell you they're probably not. He's the prime agent in the resub Leo, Pickle, Brulix, Isaac, Scott, and Tier 1 Church. He's gonna get fucking sued out of the ass. That's what I would imagine would happen, because this is a scary organization. The NFL is fucking brutal. They're very litigious from everything I've read over the years. And this is the goddamn Super Bowl. It's not like they just did some, like, random Sunday night football game, which would be pretty bad too, but this is the Super Bowl. Exhibit Snert in the resub Void. And no, I haven't speedrun that game before. In the Prime Goku. I think they stopped going after mom and pop diners rebroadcasting. I think they finally let up on that. Didn't they? Maybe they didn't. But I do remember that was an issue for a little minute. Thanks to the Prime Levi and the gift sub Napalm. Maybe sub Oblahu and Gabe. What did I think of the halftime show? It wasn't like a spectacle like normal halftime shows. It was just a genuine concert, but I like Rihanna's music, so I enjoyed it, but it didn't have anything like crazy. It was just pretty standard. It was a Smash Bros level. Yeah, I kept seeing that meme as well. Thanks resub Juso, Anguish, and the anonymous gift sub. And Tier 1 Orfeo. Yeah, apparently she's pregnant. Thanks to 10 gift subs, Church. Appreciate it, man. And thanks to the Prime J and resub Jesus and give sub phallic and sock. And the Prime Merc. They give sub sweaty. And the resub Darkus. Yeah, the new Fast trailer is something real special. Thanks to give sub buns and the Prime Dog. And the resub Matthias. And the Prime Lasagna and resub Matthew. Yeah, we already talked about the train derailment yesterday. Yeah, I saw the Flash trailer. I mean, it looks fine. It's upsetting that Ezra Miller is likely going to continue being the Flash, but whatever, I guess. You believe that shit? What? That Ezra Miller's gonna continue being the Flash? Didn't James Gunn literally say that he will likely still be the Flash? What do you mean? Deleted video of what? Like one of my old videos? You said Reese, Jake, Watashi, Dab, and Duke. They for sure meant if you believe the crimes. Ezra Miller's crimes? You mean like the 30 that are very well documented? Yeah, I think I do. Is it Brian Paul? Hasn't been fully confirmed if Ezra is going to be the Flash or not, which is why I said still likely. You know, why don't I just look up what the actual quote was and who it came from? Because I did read that like 3 weeks ago on stream. Yep, here. It was... What's the date this was published? January 4th, oh, so over a month ago. Ezra Miller may continue as the Flash in James Gunn's new DCU from a new report that reveals, and then it just goes in, and we already went over all this. The executives are amenable to continuing with the actor after the Flash. Like it's we already went over all of this. You're not going to say if the Flash is out before the movie comes out. Yeah, but you don't also have to say that they're amenable to continuing with the actor in spite of all the crimes. You just say, hey, we're excited for the Flash. Thanks in Prime Delta. Pro Gamer and the resub Ziltoid. Yeah, most of the commercials are pretty underwhelming. I like the Breaking Bad one, though. It's Pinocchio 3000. Oh, that's not an old video at all, though. That one had plenty of re-uploads. That was like from 2015. I think it's the resub Parblocks. The Prime Rack and resub Push. And the Prime Banksy. Was Megan Fox cheated on? How the fuck am I supposed to know? She's weird, Machine Gun Kelly's weird, who cares? I have no idea. This is the Bits Matrix. They never last. I can't believe it. That was a real power couple. Kept having to read those god-awful headlines about more stupid shit they were saying, like drinking each other's blood. Or Megan Fox saying that she manifested Machine Gun Kelly when she was a 9-year-old girl or some shit. It's so fucking cringy. So I'm glad they split up just so those headlines don't keep flooding Twitter. There's a tier 1 Witch in the resub Unity and Demonic. The Bits Vortex and the resub Brandon and Adonis. Was that a game, Adonis? And they give sub casually. And the resub Vinny. When was the last time you had the holy creation of potato pancakes? Last week. We actually went to Perkins and got potato pancakes a week ago. So good. Alright, well thanks, Sweaty Palms. Appreciate it, man. And welcome. There's the Prime Rosie. The Prime Cyber Pegasus and the resub Purple. You read about the Jesus commercial in the Super Bowl? No, I don't even remember the commercial, the Jesus commercial. I saw someone make a tweet about it being demonic, but then again, literally everything's demonic these days. Satanic Panic's in full effect. Jesus gets us. Oh, is that what hashtag he gets us is? I didn't know that was what that was in reference to. What does it advertise? Let me see. It's a Twitter account. Interesting. Thanks to the resub Sin and the Prime Kiwi. Babyland is a place in Georgia that shows Cabbage Patch Kids getting born. The fuck? That sounds wild. It literally just advertising Christianity. Oh. Seems more like it's just advertising this Twitter account. Cool. Whew. Either sub Fosta and Tier 1 Shamrock. It's a $1 billion campaign from a family who owns Hobby Lobby to try and convert people to Christianity. I don't know if that's real or not, but that's kind of a goofy idea to make Super Bowl commercials for it. But maybe the commercials went hard, who knows? I don't know. Here's the Prime Beretta and the resub command. Yeah, Hades is great. Glad you're liking it. Dr. Stephen Greer claims to have aided the government in reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology at S4 secret base near Area 51. He has substantial evidence to back him up, as well as other government whistleblowers who gave up their top-notch jobs to get the truth out to the public. Thanks the bits cheese. Is he another Bob Lazar? Thanks for your sub Dragon Pit. Let's see. So he's a ufologist who founded the Center for Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Now, before he did that, did he work at Area 51 or anything? He claims to have briefed CIA Director James Woolsey at a dinner party, though this claim has been disputed. There is not a whole lot on this guy. I don't see anything about him doing anything besides founding the Extraterrestrial Intelligence Agency here. But that's just quick factoids here from the first couple of articles on him. I love this kind of shit though. I'll look into it, sure. Doesn't sound super substantial though. Thanks to the Tier 1 J-Ray and the resub Kronk, Goose, and Lucifer. S4 is where Bob Lazar claimed to work too. Oh, gotcha. And yeah, I'm excited for Jedi Survivor. Thanks for your sub Dinkle. And the resub Poop. You would think of a former government agent who worked with aliens, founded an entire website about aliens, that the government would have silenced them. That's why I usually don't put a whole lot of stock into that shit. The government has literally no problem silencing people that could be a problem. Like, look at Epstein. Everyone knows Epstein didn't fucking kill himself. That's like the only conspiracy I believe in, because it's just straight up like a fact. So if this guy really did have actual, credible information on aliens and extraterrestrial shit, the government would not let him live. It just, they wouldn't. That's why I always have such a hard time believing that kind of shit. Because it's not like he's on the run. He went on fucking Joe Rogan's podcast. Is the resub Noxa in the Prime Storm? Yep. I saw the new UFO in Michigan. I have no idea what you're even talking about on that one, Bamboozlin'. Thanks to resub Moose. Why would the government not tell people about aliens? Do you even need to ask to prevent a panic? But not only that, it relinquishes a bit of control. If they admit there's aliens out there that visit us or some shit. There's plenty of reasons why they wouldn't if they have. I just don't think they ever have. Literally just proved why they would not kill him. What? What are you talking about? What? Was that to me? Thanks to resub G, PewDiePie, and the Bits Mood, Privy, and Unicorn. Oh, next year, Unicorn, perhaps we'll do the halftime show. No, I don't build the mood. Thanks to resub Belpy. If they killed him, you would think it was a conspiracy just like with Epstein, so letting him live discredits him. We have entered an age where everything is a legitimate reach to the highest possible degree. Good lord. Where do I even start tackling that? How about just the obvious? It would be far more in their interest to silence him than to let him live based off the assumption that I discredit him. Just like with Epstein. Silencing him before he gets too much out to the public is more in their interest. Thanks to the Bits Mood. Yeah, I think there's a command for it in the chat mood, but I'm not positive anymore. If someone gave us actual evidence, a large percentage would call him crazy. No point in actually killing him, it would cause more issues. I just don't believe that. It's just the evidence presented from aliens isn't the most credible. When the book of passengers on Epstein's airline came out, did they call that crazy? I don't think so. Most people immediately recognize that as, like, credible. When there's real substantiated evidence, people don't usually just ignore it. But when a lot of the evidence is, well, I said so. Or this guy said so. Did you read this article where this guy said that about that? It's like, that's kind of tough evidence to believe. Are we talking about Bob Lazar? I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck we're even talking about at this point. We're just arguing semantics on ufologists. Thanks to Tier 1 Cougar. Everyone's lying except for the people I like. They'd never lie to me. That's just kind of the general mentality. Thanks for the bit, Slayer. What movie am I most excited for from the Super Bowl trailers? I don't know, there wasn't any that really got me like super hype or anything, man. Thanks to Prime Hustle. That makes sense, Napalm. Thanks to the bits, Privy. I mean, I'm not super excited for The Flash. Like, I mean, it'll probably be fine, but it's not like there's anything here that got me excited. I just don't really care. And I really don't like Ezra Miller at all, so that doesn't help. Thanks to the resub. Have a nice day. Thanks to the resub. Supple. And the Prime Super Sane. Do you think the new UFO aliens are extremely sexy and hot, maybe? I think there's a good chance. I like our odds. If we'd stop shooting them down, maybe they'd come down here and show us their tits. Like I said, I like Rihanna's music. The music was cool, but the halftime show is pretty just standard. It was literally just a concert. There wasn't anything too crazy. It wasn't like a big spectacle. It was just a concert, which is fine. But it wasn't anything wild. And thanks to the resub Ardent. And the bits Shamrock. You see the Mario trailer? Yeah. I think this movie will end up being good. And I also saw this on Twitter. There's the Prime BJ and the resub Scoots. Thanks to resub. Not. Oh, that's awesome. Glad to hear that, Not. Thanks to Prime Savage. Thanks to Prime OJ. Have you seen the whirlpool in the sky over Hawaii caused by SpaceX? I have not, but it sounds cool. There's a tier 1 big punk. The Prime Grim. Bro, what the fuck going on lately? I know, it's been a wild start to 2023. We're also just now getting our first deep-faked scams. So right now there's a deep-faked Joe Rogan going around on TikTok ads promoting... What is it? I don't think it's dick enlargement. It's something like that, though. It's like testosterone boosters, I think. So we're entering into a real wild period. Thanks to resub Andrew in the Prime Snow. Yep, I know about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Can we see? Yeah, is this a link to it? Let me see. Oh yeah, this is CoffeeZilla's tweet on it. Right. Let me double check. Yeah.
Category of supplements that are very interesting work very well to increase testosterone by about 100 to 200 points.
Well, look, that Alpha Grind product that's all over TikTok, if you go to Amazon and you type in libido booster for men, you're going to find it right at the top. And that's because
Joe Rogan says it must be true here.
It literally is increasing size and making a difference down there.
It stimulates the testes, if you got those, to make more testosterone or estrogen. There's a category of supplements.
That's all deepfake, baby. Pretty well done too, to be fair. Exhibits Paul and the resub Andrew. I did not see that, Paul. Hard to tell on the first guy, but when I got to Joe, it was easy to tell it was fake. I feel like if you didn't know, like if you didn't come in with the preconception that it was fake, it's a little less easy.
Go to Amazon and you type in libido booster for men.
Like it's really not bad. Is that technically illegal? It's not even technically illegal, it's just blatantly illegal. Couldn't tell you method. Pretty much nothing. There's a deep fake of you called Arby's Pepsi commercial voiced. I'll check it out. Mine's still a little... It's not perfect yet. But it's been steadily getting better. Where is it at? Is it on Twitter? Oh, no. Oh, wait, this is 100% just your video. Jesus Christ. Arby's has an agreement to feature their good friend, Pepsi, in 2 commercials a year. Yeah. Thanks to Prime Gavin. And the resub Goofy. The more you talk, the better the AI gets. It's not so much the more you talk, it's the more that it gets fed. So if you have enough content of you just talking with no background noise, like what I'm doing here, and you feed it to the AI, it gets more and more sophisticated and more accurate. Thanks to resub Goofy. So the more you talk, I mean, I guess you can look at it that way. I look at it more of like a backlog. How much do you have already recorded? I already talked about Aiden going on Kick. Well, I didn't talk about Aiden going to Kick in general. I was talking more about them just restreaming the entire Super Bowl. I still can't believe that shit. That is still one of the wildest things I've seen in the streaming space. That is more shocking than the girl who literally got fucked on Twitch and only got a 3-day ban. I'm more surprised that they just freely stream the Super Bowl on Kick. That is a huge, 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 huge problem for them. Because again, I have seen nothing about Stake having the rights to rebroadcast, and those rights are sacred for the fucking Super Bowl. The biggest single production in America once a year, and they just rebroadcast it freely, without permission, to over 150,000 viewers. Shit is crazy. I'm very curious to see what's going to come from that, or if there was some kind of licensing deal that they haven't disclosed. Kick will just pay the big fine. Maybe. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what's going to come from it, or if anything even comes from it. But that is wild. No way they'd do it without having a plan. That's what I said. There's just no shot that they'd actually do that without being 100% sure it was safe. There had to have been some kind of deal somewhere. Exit Prime Percy. It's legal. It's not. You're 12. It's not legal. You can't just rebroadcast the fucking NFL, especially not the Super Bowl. It even has that fucking warning at the beginning of every goddamn NFL game about needing expressed consent licensing in order to rebroadcast. It was free on Fox. Fox paid for the licensing, and Fox itself wasn't free. You still need cable. What are you talking about? Jesus. Just because your parents pay for Fox doesn't mean that it's free. Oh, you're talking about free on the Fox website. Gotcha. Even still, Fox paid for the licensing. Fox is a free cable program? Not anymore. Well, maybe it is now. It didn't used to be. I used to have to pay to get anything. Back when I was still in my apartment. You can't just fire on a TV and all of a sudden have all of the channels. You still need a cable box. I don't know how Fox gets beamed to you for free. Let me see. How does it work these days? I guess maybe a smart TV and you go to their app. That's possible. Switch to antenna. Oh, digital antenna. Oh. Exhibits Mario. And chill. No, you still need to sign into the app through your cable provider. Fox is not free. Why am I getting so many different answers then? Is it free? Is it not? Doesn't matter regardless. Fox still paid to be able to broadcast it. Is the bits match? No, I can't say I ever read about that. So who gets sued for an NFL stream, Aiden or Kick? It'd probably be Kick, I would imagine. Probably both. Maybe both, I don't know. I'm confident they had to have had some kind of deal worked out, though. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine a world where they actually just ripped it raw. Sleep well, Snert. Kick's terms of service says you can't stream sporting events. I know, but they copied that from Twitch. I don't think they have a terms of service. Thanks, Resub Sinju. Though that doesn't help their case if they do face legal ramification for this. Having that in their terms is certainly detrimental. Thanks, Resub Captain. The resub dumb and fartin'. They just delete the VOD and it's all good. Nope. That's not how that works. Try and post clips from the Super Bowl on YouTube right now. Try and post clips from the Super Bowl on Facebook right now. Try and post anything from the Super Bowl anywhere besides, like, I think Twitter, some accounts slide under. But see what happens. Kick got away with it because of it being Kick. Like, they just, I guess they didn't register it. It's not in their automated database. Or, again, what I find more likely, they've came to some kind of agreement with the NFL, with Fox, something to rebroadcast. There just has to be. But I feel like they would have publicized that if they did. I don't know. Super weird. Thanks to the resub, Mushy and Bob. The Bits Mario. They illegally stream movies on there? Yeah, but those are less egregious than the fucking Super Bowl. A lot of the movies I imagine they stream on there aren't blockbuster titles that are going to be coming after the platform. The Super Bowl? Fox? NFL? I mean, obviously. They probably won't be happy about it. Thanks to Prime King. And the bits suck. I think the Prime, or the resub Atef. Train stream the World Cup. Jesus Christ. Okay. He better pray Kick does not get big, because that could be a huge issue. The World Cup and the Super Bowl, huh? He's the resub. Custer. Why is he doing that? I don't know. That's baffling. That is actually shocking. He/Steak has the right for certain games. That's what I kept, like, that's what I have to believe, because there's just no way anyone's that dumb. But they just don't publicize it, so there's no information on any of these licensing deals. Plus, it just makes no sense why, in particular, NFL would do anything with Steak, since NFL is partnered with DraftKings and Steak is a legitimate direct competitor. They would never want the NFL on Steak. That would be a massive red flag for them. These are some Daniel and Smog. And the bits suck. And Mario. Nothing in particular suck. I think it's the Prime Gritty. If the NFL went after Kick, Kick is 100% throwing Train and Aiden under the bus. Well, they wouldn't be able to. They'd all be on the hook, I imagine. But I think Kick would be the party held most accountable for it, for not taking it down. That would be my guess. Backdoor deal with Steak. I assume the global market for Super Bowl betting is roughly the same or more as the US legal ways. Like I said, possible. There just has to be some kind of deal. No one is that dumb. Things are resub Lurch and Jin. There's the Prime Patches and the resub Cinder. And the resub Kai's. Just read the terms of service on Kick. Seems in 2.1, rights to your content. Anything you stream is yours and not Kick's in any way, and by streaming, you are expressing that you have rights to stream it. Their terms are going to be a huge thorn in their side should the NFL actually pursue it. And I feel like they're going to at least be aware of it, considering there was 150,000 live viewers on Kick watching it, making money off it, which is what's going to be a huge issue for the NFL. That's monetization they couldn't tap into. It's 150,000 viewers they lose. That's not a negligible number. Every broadcasting network always puts the Super Bowl on their website for free. Oh, it's interesting. So NBC was rebroadcasting the Fox broadcast, the exclusive broadcast of the Super Bowl today. Let me see. Let me check out the NBC Super Bowl coverage, the free stream. Oh, that's weird. No, it looks like NBC didn't have it, because Fox is the licensing partner for it. That's so weird. Aiden reportedly got 150 mil over 2 years to exclusively stream on Kick. I don't know where those numbers are coming from, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of money Stake has. And it seems like they're desperate to grow it and grow it fast, so I wouldn't be shocked. Thanks, resub spicy. The tier 1 jester. And the resub juicy boy. Have you finished Hogwarts Legacy yet? No, I don't think I will either. Have you played the boxing game Undisputed? Yeah, I stream that. Thanks to the Prime, Keith. Thanks to the resub Swifty. Have I heard of the DK Oldies scandal? Only very briefly. I don't really know much about it. Let me take a little tinkle real quick. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for some sandwich and Freddy. Why don't chicken breasts have nipples? Is that the setup to a joke or a real question? I don't know, I've never really thought about it. Let me look at some chicken tits real quick. Hard to say. Thanks to Tier 1 Wumbo and the resub Kogadama and Jakey. They're birds. That's no excuse. Everything should have the joy of nipples. Thanks to Bits Mac. Have you seen the 45-year-old millionaire who spent $2 million to look 18? No, that's amazing. Thanks to resubs. Where's that? I actually do want to see that. Man spends $2 million per year to get an 18-year-old body. Holy fuck.
This tycoon is 45, but he wants the body of his 18-year-old self. Tech entrepreneur Brian Johnson wants to reverse the aging process.
I mean, he's in good
brain,
shape.
Heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, teeth, skin, hair, everything. He has actually hired a team of 30 doctors and health experts. He gets up at 5:30 a.m. and mixes a concoction called the Green Giant and numerous supplements. Fitness is, of course, a big part of his routine. He works out for an hour every single day. His gym program consists of 25 different exercises, and he also regularly monitors his weight and body fat. He consumes only 1,900.
I mean, to be fair, it is working.
On an all-vegan diet.
I don't know about 18.
Johnson undergoes numerous blood tests, ultrasounds, and MRIs. Dr. Rigved Tadwalker says trying to reverse the aging process could be dangerous.
Anything taken to an extreme, including a mix of supplements, excessive exercise, excessive changes to the diet, can potentially be
Silk and the Prime Clifford.
He puts 7 different creams on his face to reverse sun damage. So, is any of this working? His doctors claim he has the heart of a 37-year-old, the skin of a 28-year-old, and the lung capacity of an 18-year-old.
Okay, so he's getting there. Huh. That's interesting. Definitely doesn't look 18 yet, though. But I mean, yeah, I thought it was gonna be like plastic surgery. This guy's actually going about it in like a full overall health scope. It's interesting. I remember reading some. Well, actually, I don't. Now I'm not confident in it. I'm gonna say it anyway with confidence. I remember a couple years ago, there was reports that came out about oxygen containment facilities for health. I can't think of the right words, but it's basically a place you go where you just sit in a room of pure oxygen. You sit in there for however long, and it's supposed to, over time, through these treatments, help reverse the effects of aging, like at least slightly. Don't know how legitimate all that is, but I imagine this guy's probably doing that. Oxygen bars? Oh, I don't know if it's oxygen bars or not. This was a couple of years ago, but it was like these big facilities where you just go sit in an oxygen tube. It is a legit medical chamber, is it? Couldn't tell you. Tapping in the memory banks from a couple of years ago. Doesn't reverse aging. Well, probably not. At least not in any like big meaningful way. Thanks to the resub Rat Crab, the Prime Eternal. It's a hyperbaric chamber. My ex-nurse has one. Oh, nice. Imagine in the future we can halt the aging process whenever we want. Yeah, if we ever get there. Assuming we don't wipe ourselves out on the way. It's certainly possible. That's not in the realm of like super sci-fi. There's the resub mold. And the bits Chris and Sock. And the resub third eye. And that's where it always ties back to AI with me because I'm so into it now. But this is where AI would be super helpful in expediting that process of getting us to that point. AI can tackle so many things much quicker than we can. It could absolutely speed that shit up. That research. They were able to de-age mice by 50%. They can do so much to mice that just doesn't translate to humans, though, so it's never really worth getting, like, super excited or invested in whatever new things are being effective on mice until it goes to the next stage. There's the Prime Ice and the Bits Fae. And I can't say I've seen that one, Fae. And there's the resub Smite. Hey Andrew, that sounds fucking wild. Holy shit. That's pretty cool. I know. I saw the Flash trailer. I'm just not super into it. Thanks a bit again, Mario. Can't click links. Is that the same one that you sent like 2 weeks ago? Because I started it, I didn't finish it. Have you seen the new Bing Chat GPT integrated? I heard about it, I didn't watch it though. But yeah, I heard. Thanks for resub, Aaron. Whew. Exodus speedrun still on? Yep. Tomorrow at midnight's the final day. That's when it ends. Shit's crazy now. You're not gonna run it? I can't. This run is more technical than anything I've ever even attempted. I stand 0% chance of even finishing a fucking run. So no, I won't be running it. I'm just gonna keep watching. It's unreal. Thanks for resub, Victor. Thanks for the resub, choking. How do you like The Last of Us so far? I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fantastic. There's the tier 1 deuces. Did Charlie already talk about Ohio? Are you talking about the train derailment? Because we talked about that a lot yesterday. There's a tier 1 consider. The giant cloud of toxic smoke. That's from the train derailment, isn't it? Isn't that all tied together from the train derailment? Yeah. Even just looking it up, yeah. Unless there's more here. Like I said, Mario, I don't think that's something I'm going to watch on stream. Have you listened to any of Bang Energy album on Spotify? I bet they're all great, though. You plan on seeing the Oscars to see if Fraser will win Best Actor? No, I'm probably not going to watch the Oscars unless there's another big slap moment or something. I just don't really care about awards show that much. Thanks a bit, Aaron. I just really don't give a fuck about him. I hope he wins, but I just don't care to watch. What is Little Misfortunes? Is that a game? God, my hair's all fucking tangled. Yeah, it's a game. It's a very good one. I'll look it up. Give me a second once I finish this. Holy shit. There. So this was a very popular game a few years ago, I see.
Welcome to my game. The rules of this game are simple. There is no right or wrong, only consequences.
Okay, only consequences.
When you beat the game, the prize of eternal happiness is yours.
I'm ready. Mr. Voice?
Yes, Miss Fortune?
Has anyone reached the end of the game?
I'm not usually a big fan of these kind of games.
Yes, of course.
You know, I want to
Seems
win
cute
this
though.
prize for my mommy.
Oh, that's really sweet. sweet of you.
I'm going out to play, Mommy.
Thanks, Risa Bone.
I saw a monster.
What monster? I didn't see anything. It's probably just your imagination.
Nice. Thanks for the resub, Grayson. It's a good game. I bet it is. It's just not my kind of game usually. So I probably won't try it. Thanks for the gift sub, Trevro. Huh. Have you seen Legend of Vox Machina? That's the Critical Role show. And no, I haven't watched all of it. But I do think it's very cool that they have a full show on it. Am I going to stream Zelda in May? Of course I will, man. I stream most new games that come out. Is he the baseball player that killed 3 people with his bat after he struck out? No. Can't say I saw that. Jesus Christ. That's horrifying. Have you seen the Genshin VA scandal? Yeah, we went over that yesterday. Yeah, one of the voice actors for Genshin was outed for some pretty awful shit. Some degeneracy. Which they admitted to. Which one? I already forgot their name. I'll be honest. It's one of the newer ones, though. Thanks to the Prime Cat. And thanks to that, Privy. Elliot Gindy. Is that who it was? Thanks to the Prime BK. Yeah, I couldn't remember their name. Did you like the show? You didn't watch it. Tiana did, so I saw little bits and pieces of it. It was okay. It seemed fine. No, I didn't finish Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I played the Jesus Christ game. It's just not fully out yet. So that little... oh yeah, case of the yawns. So that little beta we played is all there is right now for the I Am Jesus Christ game. So no moist meter of Hogwarts? I mean, probably not. I just don't feel like finishing it, man. I really didn't get into it. I just don't like the wizarding world. And it's nothing but fucking exposition. I do like the combat, though. I have no doubt the combat only improves, too. So the combat's fun, and the visuals are cool, but I just can't push through the tedium. I just really don't care about the fucking wizarding world, and it's nothing but characters vomiting exposition at each other right now. I'm 7 hours in, I think, 7 or 8. You watch Peaky Blinders? I've heard great things. I probably will watch that at some point, though. Things are resub seized. Are you watching Tokyo Revengers Season 2? It's good. I'm enjoying it. You hear about the asteroid? Chat told me. The asteroid burnt up over France or some shit. Thanks to resub Yaku. Are you a fan of Tool? Great band. Didn't really like their new album though. So much is happening. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with all the UFOs, but it's wild. It is wild. Thanks a resub beat. Alright, I'm getting tired. Alright. Tomorrow we'll do some more Dark and Darker. I think the playtest ends tomorrow, so we'll get some high roller runs in. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. Thanks for subbing. Enjoy those emotes. I will see you all tomorrow. I'll toss you to someone doing some Exodus from the Earth speedruns for the bounty. I saw Kronos streaming, so I'm gonna toss you over there. Thanks a tier 1 hug. Alright, thanks again. See you tomorrow. Thanks to the resub Hydron. Did that not work? Hold on, I gotta do it again. No. Did that one work? Yeah, that one worked. Thanks, Risa Bunk and Fish.